All right, there we go. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, Tess. How's it going?
Good. Good. That storm that has been going along the East Coast has hit us today, so it's a good day to stay inside and play video games.
I love that. I listen. I am always of the mindset it's always a good day to stay inside and play video games.
That is
Uh,
very true.
I can rationalize that one any day. Anyways, can you introduce us to who are you? Where are you from? What did you work on with this game?
My name is Tess. I am a writer and programmer for the game.
Amazing.
Um, I am from upstate New York. Um,
Cool.
yeah, that's pretty much my background.
I love it. And how long have you been working on this game?
Uh, in one form or another for about 5 years at this point.
Oh my goodness.
Um, so it started out in 2019 as a very different Unity game, and then
Really?
in 2021 we kind of scrapped a lot of it and started over in RenPy, and that actually made some things a lot easier, to be honest, with what we
Okay.
were trying to build. And we've kind of been going with that ever since. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, I did start to play and then I decided to start from the ground zero. But I love the like. So this is clearly anime inspired. There's
Yeah, yeah. No, it's funny. I am actually not all that much of an anime watcher or a visual novel player. To be, I mean, I've played a lot of visual novels now, but for me, a lot of what I've played have been like RPGs or a lot of
okay.
like old text adventures and stuff.
Ooh, yep.
Um, and so that I think was sort of where I brought it in. The other person who's kind of been really core to this game is their name is Kale Chips,
Okay.
and they're the lead artist on the game, and they're definitely very much like, you know, they were the first person who suggested, why don't we have like a visual novel element to this, and like, um, you know, showed me a lot of like visual novels and anime to be like, we should use this as inspiration. So I remember
Okay. What
us
did they show?
watching
I'm
like,
so curious. What did they show you as to like be like you need to consume this to be inspired for this?
yeah. So the first one was Card Captor Sakura, I think.
Excellent.
There was an
Excellent.
Yeah, there was another one called Butterfly Soup. That was a visual novel
Okay.
that we played together. Oh, I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, I could remember if I said, was it Flip Flappers? I think was one
Interesting.
that I think they they sent over to me. Um, yeah, yeah.
So
I
okay.
think
So
that
you
was its
probably got
name.
like a list of homework effectively.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
But I love it's the art style itself, like it's very much the over exaggerated anime art style, but even like the background stuff and like the gems and all of that throughout it have been so so pretty and so cool.
Oh,
Uh
thank you so much.
oh,
Yeah.
like look
No,
at that
Kale and
background.
Emily and Mariku and all the people who do the art are really, really excellent at it.
How big is the team?
So it started out with I reached out to a musician actually who um I liked.
Hmm.
Ironically, they weren't able to make any music for the game, but originally they were going to, and I was kind of like, hey, by the way, you're the first person I reach out to. I can do programming, but like we have no art team, like we have no artists yet because I haven't reached out to anybody. They're
Yeah.
like, oh well, I have a friend I've worked with on a lot of projects before. I should introduce you to them, and that's how I met Kale. So Kale and I are the people who have been on it for the longest.
Okay.
That was kind of the core of where it started.
And how long ago was
Um,
that?
that was either September or October of 2019
Okay. Okay.
was when
Oh,
that all sort of started coming together. So everyone else who's on the team, um, uh, geez, I'm sorry. I apologize
You're
in advance. I lose my train of thought, but have
I
sort of
do
been brought on.
regularly, and I go on tangents. So if you need to go on a tangent, by all means, I will not have a problem with that.
Well, I'll try my best not to. But yeah, the rest of the team has been. I think a few of them have been found by Kale. A few of them have been found by me.
Yeah.
So
Just started
yeah,
collecting people.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you said this started as a completely like as a fairly different game when you guys started, right?
Yeah. So it started out as a school for magical girls. Um,
Okay, amazing. I love it.
I um I had been playing Fire Emblem Three Houses, and
Nice.
yeah, so back in like 2016 ish, 2015, 2016, I had been playing Fire Emblem Awakening,
Mhm.
and I sort of had this idea of oh, I want to make something like, Fire Emblem, but I want to make it with magical girls, so that all like the romance options are like gay magical girls, however you want to pair
Perfect.
them together.
Yes.
um, and I tried sort of workshopping it around, but for the most part, a lot of the response was, oh, there isn't really a market for that. Like, oh, there's a reason why nobody else is doing that. So, yeah, I just don't think it's a good idea. And since I didn't really know what Yuri was or was really involved in the community at the time,
Yep.
I
Fair.
was kind of like, okay, well, these are people who are smart, who I respect saying this. So I'm going to go ahead and sort of, look at other stuff. Um, then sometime in between 2016 and 2020 ish was when I actually discovered what Yuri was. And I was
Amazing.
like, oh, wait a minute. Not only are there other people doing this, this is a genre. um,
Surprise. Yep.
yeah. So, um, uh, ironically, it was around that time that I played Three Houses, and I was like, oh, I want to like knock the dust off of this idea and maybe make it like take place at a school because just unabashedly lifting from the games that I've been playing. But yeah, that game ended up just being really just heavily overscoped. I think it was in
Mhm.
Unity, which made it harder. um, we wanted you to be able to, pair any of the magical girls together with any other magical girl, which made it the story hard because you had no idea who was actually going to be in a relationship with whom.
Yeah.
Um,
It gives you a lot of options that you suddenly need to manage.
right. We wanted you to be able to go out and like, recruit, some of these characters,
Yeah.
based on like if you had helped them out, like, before they had become magical
Mm.
girls, like that might encourage them to become magical girls. But then we also had no idea who's going to be on your team. We had
Yep.
no idea who you would take with you in your party. So it kind of became like we have a cast of characters who we can't know, who are in relationships that we can't know, going out and trying to like go on an adventure. So we ended up really boiling it down to our favorite our favorite pairing, which was Kotari and Kaida,
Mhm.
and sort of built the entire game around that with the two of them as main characters.
Oh my
And
goodness. You
that's sort
simplified it for
of
yourself, which makes a lot of sense.
yeah. And I think switching to Ren Pai, ironically, helped a lot as well. There's sort of this weird thing of like, do you want to put a square peg in a round hole by making a battle system in Ren'Py, or is it easier to build the square hole from scratch um, by doing it in something like Unity or Godot or
Yeah.
Unreal? And we ended up figuring out that Ren'Py is actually a lot more flexible than
Oh,
I think
cool.
it gets credit for. So
Okay.
I think Ren'Py has definitely been a very good decision for us.
That's cool. Oh my goodness. So it's been a journey to get even to this point with the game, right?
Yeah, certainly.
And it released recently, am I correct?
Yeah, so the demo came out in August. It was August 15th.
Okay.
We are actually hoping maybe sometime around December, I'm not sure, that we can start patching in some updates on things. Just some bugs that we found that should hopefully be fixed now. Some visual tune-ups. There are some abilities in here that ended up not getting full animations. When we released the demo, now they do have full animations, so we'll probably release that all at once it's done, which I'm hoping will be like around the end of the year. But yeah, the demo's been out for what, I think that makes it 3 months.
Sure.
So
what this year's been flying by. What is time? Time is soup. We have no idea at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you've got the combat system here too, which I am like futzing my way through to some extent.
No, it's oh, go ahead.
Oh, I've got nothing. There was no end of that thought there. So I was trying to figure out what I was doing. How was it to come up with like the combat system?
So there's an MMO I like to play called Wizard 101, and
I know that one.
It's an old one. It's one of those MMOs that has firmly, for the most part, decided that its target audience is the 30-year-old people who started playing it when they were 12, back when it like came out, which is me.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, they it's a really, really hard, honestly, these days, just kind of a really expensive one to get into if you weren't into it at like the inception.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But anyway, the game has this energy system where every turn you get what's called a pip. Pips are used to you use different attacks. So you sort of have the choice of like, oh, do I want to use, I have 4 pips, so do I want to use a 4-pip spell, or do I want to wait until next turn to use a 5-pip spell that's even stronger? And then when you get into the fact that there are 0-pip spells that sometimes affect your future spells, it's like, okay, well, I could use, a 0-pip attack boost that boosts my attack by 30% for the next 4 turns, and then I'll get my 5th pip next turn, and I can use that 5th pip attack with the attack boost, and all these things you're stringing together. So I sort of started out with that. As far as the pip system, it sort of started out as like, about generating energy. But as we play tested it, it sort of evolved into something that was more about trying not to run out of energy. The way I see it mechanically is, for each of these dungeons, you sort of start out with 100 magic. Every character starts out with 100 health and stamina. And even though you have methods of regenerating all of those things, for the most part, a lot of the sort of challenge of the game is trying to make it to the end without those things running out.
Yeah. There's some resource management I'm seeing in this.
Yeah.
And it's not just your typical like HP MP. There's more of like the collective overall magical energy that you're trying to make sure doesn't run out.
Yeah. So yeah, that is one of the things that we might be adding with, an update, is sort of like a mini map to help you sort of keep track of where you are.
Yes.
Because that has been one thing that people have sort of said is like, sometimes it's hard to sort of, keep track of what room you're in and stuff. And one thing I'm sort of playing around with the possibility is having the rooms you haven't been to sort of be like grayed out squares, because then at least you sort of know like, okay, I have this many rooms that I haven't been to yet. It sort of gives you an idea of like, okay, if I'm halfway through this dungeon,
it'll help you like gauge how much you've got to kind of get like how much you have to give to And how much do you need to start figuring out a different way around?
Right. If you're like, well, this is the last room, I'm probably pretty much done, then you can start spending your stuff. Because otherwise, I don't know how often people do it with this. I think people are less worried about it here because, you do get it back at the next level. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely the type of person who will like collect the mega ultra, like, the ultimate ability, items, and then just hoard them. And then you beat the final boss and you're like,
oh,
I
I
guess
never
I never
used
used any of those items. So I kind of want to give people a way to gauge how far they are through it
Yeah,
as
and I think
well.
that's helpful in a lot of ways because then the people like you and me, because I'm in the same boat with you, who get like, but what if I need the special thing? What if I require it? What if something bigger is coming? At least this way I can be like, okay, no, I got 2 spaces left. We can bring out the big guns if we feel it's appropriate.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of been one thing is I think in the original sort of prototype of the game, it was sort of more focused on realism, like, oh, the information that, Coterie knows.
Yeah.
There isn't any of that like dramatic irony, you could say, of like knowing how many rooms this building actually is and stuff. But I think it's more fun kind of when you can sort of reach out and be like, oh, by the way, this level is this long, and you sort of break that wall a little bit in a way that sort of makes sense, because nothing really makes sense in a video game. Why are
fair? We do make up the rules. It's kind of all whatever we want it to be.
yeah.
Is there any other changes that you're looking to make since the demo's been released? Like any other things that are cool that you hope to add in?
I think most of the stuff that we were talking about with like, just adding in some extra animations for more flair, adding in some extra mechanical things, a lot of bug fixes and stuff. It's really a list of small things like that we've been collecting over the last 3 months based on feedback.
Okay,
that
very cool.
We're hoping to kind of add in at some point. I did throw in some more extra Easter eggs.
Like what kind of Easter eggs?
Well, so there's been this one thing that was a popular. It's actually kind of funny. Chetty, our social media manager, was at GDC, and apparently someone came up to play the game. Later on in the demo, you'll find something called the green flame, which you can absorb with Coterie in order to use in puzzles, or you can use it in battles too. And apparently at GDC, somebody came up to the game, went over to the green flame room, and kept absorbing green flame until Coterie ran out of stamina, and then by extension ran out of health, and then died. Went, yes, and then left. Like, that was all they wanted to do, is they just wanted to see, like, hey, can I actually kill somebody by just like picking up this item so many times? The answer was yes, because anything that causes you to burn stamina will. So now there's some extra dialogue where the people around Coterie will be like, Coterie, what are you doing?
Coterie,
get a hold of yourself, please stop.
Oh my god.
Coterie, please.
I love it. So apparently your colleague Chetty's in chat. Green flame to Coterie is what coffee is to me, apparently. It's what they said.
Nice.
I love that. I love that so much. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I love the intervention. Now you can kind of stage one the NPCs.
Yeah, it still doesn't actually prevent you. You can still absorb flame until Coterie dies if you so much want to. It's just that everyone around you is going to be like, what are you doing?
They are going to react, which is, you know what?
Yeah.
That almost incentivizes me more, if I'm being honest. Because you kind of want to be like, yeah, but you got to do it for the bit now.
Yeah. I have to see the hidden dialogue.
Listen, the second I hear there's a hidden dialogue or a hidden secret or a hidden part of the game, I'm like, cool, what do I need to do to get there? Because I just find it. I love the Easter eggs devs put into games. They're hilarious to me. Oh my god. Sir, who are you? Whomst are you? Jeem. Anyways, I swear I've been playing. I'm just also, I will say, one of the funniest things, there's some really funny little clips through this, but when the battles were happening earlier and they would like attack Bree and they would be like, Bree tastes like Bree, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fair.
There's a very small chance every time somebody bites Brie that it will say something like cheddar or mozzarella with like exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point, question mark.
Oh my god, I love. I'm always here for the cheese jokes. I was doing one of those streams earlier and I already pulled out the, what do you call cheese that doesn't belong to you? Nacho cheese. Yeah, sorry, Pat, you're hearing that one for a second time.
My old geometry teacher used to use that one. He thought that was the funniest joke mankind had ever made.
It's one of those ones that it was like my favorite one in high school, and I could not tell you why. But it was just fun to yell at each other across the hall. So I'm always here for the cheese jokes because they will never not be funny to me.
That teacher was... that teacher was great. He had an air hockey table in his room, and the rule was during the year, everyone had the chance to challenge him once to air hockey. And if they beat him, there was no homework that night.
Amazing. I love that. That is brilliant, and I'm here for it. That is such a smart way to do that. Oh my goodness. All right. We are probably almost at the end of our time here, which is...
Oh, wow, already. I'm sorry I talked through so much of it.
No, that's the intention of this. I show off the game, but then we talk about it because there's so much cool stuff that you don't get to see without getting to chat with the devs. Like, so that is always one of my more favorite things. Like, I love doing stuff like this because I love being able to play the game, but I also really want to hear about the secret stuff that I may not know about. Let me know the secrets. I'm very nosy, clearly, here.
All right. Well, when the update releases, go and absorb all sorts of green flame, and you'll...
That is the plan. That is 1,000%
all right.
plan.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for this. Of course. Well, where's the best place to like keep track of the progression of the game and learn more about it?
Either on our Steam page or on our itch page. Just search the Songbird Guild. Or if you want to follow us on social media, Yurisoftgames.com is our website. And that sort of is a central hub where you can get to TikTok and, we actually recently revived our Blue Sky. So I should actually add a link to that on the website. But when this is over, I'm going to add a link to the Blue Sky on the website. And
amazing. Good.
We're on Tumblr as well and Instagram. So you can find those links on Yurisoftgames.com.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm enjoying Blue Sky coming to the forefront of things. Yeah. But I also still love Tumblr. I love devlogs on Tumblr. I don't know why. Having them there is just fun. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But amazing. Well, thank you so much, Tess, for joining. I am looking forward to playing through more of the demo and can't wait to get the green flame when the update comes. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing.
It was really nice meeting you. So
lovely meeting you.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too.